Charleston White's rant, it wasn't just ignorant, it was dangerous. He said there's nothing that black folks have done that we could be proud of. I said, nah, I can't just let that slide. Charleston White's rant is the exact kind of self-hate that our young brothers don't need to be absorbing into their minds. It's poison. Here goes my response. Watch this.
They not building. Why wouldn't you go against these niggas today? They not building nothing. They destroying every woman they lay with.
She's literally raging about black men not taking care of black women when what he mostly does is diss black women in his content.
They disrespect every woman they sleep with, homie.
Who is they? Who he talking about? I know a lot of black guys who love black women and don't disrespect black women at all. What type of black people do he hang out with? There aren't white men that disrespect white women. There aren't Latinos that disrespect Latino women. There aren't Asians. There aren't Indians from India or from, I don't know, anywhere in the, world that disrespect. I think they do. They got Sharia law.
Why you want to be on their side?
What side is he on if he's not on black people's side?
Why? I don't love nothing about black culture. I'm 46 years old.
Charleston White was a broke-ass dude on the internet. Couldn't make any money doing anything that was positive because that's what he was doing originally. He figured out what the Hodgkins figured out, which is the same thing Tommy Sotomayor figured out, which is if you shit on black people, cheat code. It's nothing like, it's not a mystery. White people have been doing this since the beginning of time. He discovered it like he find, Ozempic. No, my fool, it's just don't eat Big Macs. Stop eating. That's how simple it is to figure out the cheat code. You dump on black people, you get viewers. If you do it a certain way, if you black, you even get black viewers. That's what he stumbled into. That's what makes him a little different.
I can't think of nothing in life that black people can be proud of in 46 years.
Being here. That's very simple. So if you talk to anybody with any intelligence who can also be comedic and have good timing, not to, toot my own horn, but I do have that. I could tell you, just being alive, just being the most financially advanced of all black people on the planet, like as a group. You go to Nigeria, you'll see some rich Nigerians, but 90% of Nigerians are broke as hell. I did a breakdown about all the other African countries and how those people in those countries can't touch our GDP in America for black Americans. You would know that if you looked up stuff, Charleston. So yeah, I can push back on you, fam. But why? I mean, in this video I am, only because you caught me on the right day. You know what I'm saying? You rage baiting, and you're doing the cheapest, laziest way to make money for a black man.
We ain't done one goddamn thing that we can be proud of. And say
we've done a lot of things to be proud of. Many things. Many things to be proud of. But I'm going to ask you this. What have white people done that you would compare us to say that we don't have anything to be proud of? We over-incarcerated. Everybody in America is over-medicated. A lot of us live in food deserts, and our schools get shut down indiscriminately. Because of discrimination, we don't have the tax base to have the best schools in our neighborhoods. We got all these things against us, but yet still, we're very entrepreneurial. Black people are more entrepreneurial than white people. Black women start more business than any other group of people in the country. These are things that's off the top of the head I know. You don't know any of this stuff, and you're going to yell and spit and drop the N-word like every other sentence, spitting and cussing and being hyper pissed off. and don't know anything, and you're almost 50, Johnson? You are almost 50, and you just put out misinformation upon misinformation? Because, guys, it's a cheat code. And some black people were in the comments like, he really meant that. Look how angry he was. He was about to cry. You make me want to cry because you are that gullible. And you do no research. You don't look up anything. You just, come on, man. Let's keep going.
Hey, I'm black and I'm proud. Not one thing.
He doesn't even count his very own existence as surviving in the environment. And if you're a black person, you don't understand the miraculous wonder that black people are even a thing. Like the fact we're even a thing in this country, man, then you done missed the boat totally. You like don't know anything about blackness, about Black America, about America. You know nothing. If you don't ever sit back and go, damn, how the hell did we survive this? If you don't do that, if you looking over at white people who run this mofo with all the resources, and you think, why are we doing like that? What's wrong with that? If that's all, if you 50 and that's all you know how to do, then you missed the boat. And I know I got the Jason Whitlock conservatives. You know, we got the Officer Tatum, who was a cop for 3 years. And he been more of a cop on YouTube than he's been in his real life, and just used that his whole career. Not charismatic, not funny, not interesting, nothing. But just dump on black people every other video. Maybe some of Charleston White's fans will come here and think about it. That they're being used and they're being, gullible.
For the longest, I was hollering, I was Mexican on the inside.
Yeah, he hates himself. He said he wished he was Mexican. We just heard Mexicans say.
A lot of people don't understand when I say that Mexicans are culturally racist. They think that I'm calling us openly racist. We are culturally racist, and this is how. Part of our culture is to frown upon dark-skinned people. It's been passed down to us by the Spaniards, by our colonizers, by the people that conquered us, taught us that dark skin is inferior, light skin is superior, and things of that nature. We were taught that. It was passed down to us, meaning it's part of our culture. We are culturally racist in this aspect. That doesn't mean I go out in the streets and want to hurt black people because they're black.
Right.
It means that our teachings, the way we're raised, is that we are raised to subconsciously believe that dark skin is inferior and light skin is. Another element in our Mexican culture is Univision News, or the Univision channel. That channel is run by white Latinos. The ideologies and subliminal teachings that they teach is very similar to Fox News. White supremacist-ish. They make efforts to depict dark-skinned people as criminals, meaning that whenever they even bother depicting or sharing news about dark-skinned people, black people, is when they do something wrong, when they commit a crime, a murder, etc. But yet, when they want to mention anything that has to do with light-skinned people, specifically white people, is to depict them as them doing good deeds around the world, feeding the homeless, etc. You get it.
Yeah.
Univision News is part of our culture. It's in our everyday lives. Not mine, but culturally as a whole.
Mexicans don't like black people. They were taught by their media. Their Fox News and MSNBC is Univision. And if you watch Univision, It's going to teach you black people are inferior. They're dangerous. That they are less than. And he says he wish he was them. That should be it. We should just be able to be like, you should just be like, hey, nothing, you should never take anything he says seriously about black people. Laugh at him, he a clown. Laugh at him if you want to. Very funny, Charleston. Good joke. But for anything serious, no. Because he's not serious about anything. He's not a serious person. He cannot be, just because they put music behind him doesn't make him serious. You just heard a Mexican say on this show how they are raised and feel about black people. And he wants to be them. He said it.
Not one thing. For the longest, I was Mexican on the inside. I eat Mexican food. I fuck Mexican. I ain't date black women for 15 years.
He just said that black people don't do nothing but disrespect black women. You talking about yourself. That's who you was talking. Now I figured it out. You are talking about you. Right? Right? I get it now. Self-hate. It's a mother.
I hung with Mexicans. I watch how Mexicans bury one another. I watch how Mexicans trust me to come to their house because they know I ain't gonna try to sleep with their woman.
You know, because they would kill your ass. That's why they would cut you up and put you in little pieces and plant you in the garden, MS-13 style. That's why you wouldn't do it. But you would do it to a black person who did that to you, opened their door like that. You would try to get at this girl, right? Because you hate black people, which is what you're demonstrating in this video. You'll hate for yourself and you hate for other black people. And what's bothers me is that there's a younger black man here in this video who looks like he's taking in what Charleston is saying. He doesn't have the experience to know that Charleston is full of shit. And if he's not full of shit, that's even worse because that makes him dumb, like a blind man with a gun. That's Charleston White. He's a blind man with a gun. And he heard a noise in the dark. You don't want that guy having a gun, Johnson.
The loyalty and respect that I got amongst Mexicans, homie. Nigga, I used to be jealous, man. My people can't do this.
They didn't respect you. They didn't respect you, Charleston. They didn't. How could you respect somebody who doesn't? Only because you probably shitted on black people around them. Yeah, that's probably what it was. If you felt they respected you, it was because you perpetrated the same animosity towards black people as they did. And you made it even more acceptable for them to be that way. And when you co-signed their racial bias against black people, they was like, oh, we like him. He's our Negro. He may be black. He may be a ninja, but he our ninja. It's sort of like how white people see, Candace Owens and Officer Tatum and, John Whitlock. Yeah, same thing. Yeah, but if you ever say, oh, no, I don't rock with that anymore, and if they ever were able, when they said the N-word around you, which I'm sure they did, if you ever checked them on it, if you ever stood up for black people in their presence, they drop you like a cold tamale. You know what I'm saying? They drop you like a flat El Negro. You know what I'm saying? Dos Equis. I don't know. Whatever beer, I forget. You know what I'm saying? All right. Cervece. Yeah.
No, homie, I don't like this shit. I'm ashamed to be a black man.
There it is. And we got black people watching this. We got black people watching this, young black men watching this, who need a counter to this. And I don't mean that. What's that young dude that be riding the Democrats? I don't mean those. I don't mean that them dudes that be just preaching the Democrat gospel and doing that because that's their lane and that's where they want to get their money. No, I don't mean that. But I mean, you got to counter this because look at this young man at the bottom here. It's like he's seen the light. It's us. There's something wrong with us. You know, it's a problem. We have young black men who don't know about life, who are learned from Charleston White. They'll think what's wrong with black people is black people. Not what was done to black people, not what is done to black people, but black people themselves. And to think that is to be anti-black.
Proud man. When we go to grouping together, I'm ashamed.
You should be ashamed for putting that video out. You should be ashamed of misleading black people. The fact that you would even say that says you don't need an audience. And I know the algorithm gives you one because, like I said, man, to dump on black people is a cheat code. But the only thing is you got to give your soul up to use it.
Perfect. You made it to the end of the video. I appreciate you. Now, Google thinks this next video is going to be perfect for you. It's right up your alley. So click the next video, watch that with me, and let's keep this politics going. You're built for this.